Hi there, welcome back to another interesting topic of our English class. Guys, today we are going to discuss a very important topic in grammar session, that is active voice and passive voice. Here we will discuss what is active voice and what is passive voice and how to convert an active voice into passive voice. So let's get started. Guys, in a normal sentence, there will be a subject, verb and object, right? For example, I play cricket. In this sentence, I is the subject, play is the verb and cricket is the object, right? Subject plus verb plus object. Here, in this sentence, subject performs the action and object receives the action, right? Subject I performs the action, play, and the object cricket receives the action, right? So these type of sentences are said to be active voice. So in short, in active voice, subject performs the action and object receives the action. So the importance goes to subject, right? But in the case of passive voice, object takes the place of subject and subject takes the place of object. So in these sentences, subject takes the place of object and object takes the place of subject. That's the difference. So for example, I play cricket is an example for active voice, and we can convert this sentence into passive voice like this. Cricket is played by me, right? So object plus V3 form of the verb plus by plus subject. That's the formula for passive voice. So guys, you should know the use of passive voice, where we want to use the passive voice. Yes, if we don't know the subject or the doer of an action, we should use passive voice. Or if we want to give more importance to the action, we should use passive voice. So I think it's clear for you the active voice and passive voice. Guys, next let's look how to convert an active voice into passive voice. So guys, at first let's look how to convert active voice into passive voice. So for that we should know 5 steps. Before converting active voice into passive voice, you should remember 5 steps. The first one, identify subject, verb and object from the given sentence. And the second one, swap means convert subject into object and object into subject. The third one, convert main verb into V3 form of the verb. And the fourth one, add helping verb before main verb. And the fifth one, add preposition by before subject. So guys, the formula of passive voice should be like this: object plus helping verb plus V3 form of the verb plus by plus subject. This will be the formula for passive voice. Next, while converting active voice into passive voice, we should know the changes happened in subject. So the subject I will change into me, and he will change into him, she will change into her, we will change into us, and they will change into them. The next point, add a proper helping verb of to be before main verb. I'll show you a chart with the help of main verb right. So let's look that chart. Then in tense and active voice and passive voice, let's look the changes. In simple present tense, its formula is write. The base form of the verb is write or writes. And in passive voice, it will change like this: am, is, or are, based on the subject and written V3 form. In present continuous tense, its formula is like this: am, is, are, then ing form, or that is writing. It will change like this: am, is, are, then being, written. In present perfect, it is has written or have written. It will change like this: has been or have been written. In simple past, it's wrote is the base form. It changed like this: was or were written. Then past continuous tense, was or were writing. It will change like this: was or were being written. Then past perfect, had written. In active voice. In passive voice, it's changed like this: had been written. So that is the change. Then in future, simple future, it's will write. It will change into will be written. So in future perfect tense, its formula is will have written. It will change into will have been written in passive voice. So guys, you should know the changes in active voice and passive voice in each tenses. We do not use four tenses while converting from active to passive, that is present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future continuous, and future perfect continuous. In English grammar, we do not use the sentences in these four tenses to convert passive voice, as it is not grammatically correct. Guys, next let's look the changes in each tenses. At first, simple present tense. So in active voice, let's look on example. He writes a letter. So we already discussed the 5 steps. The first one, identify subject, verb and object. That's the first step. So from the given sentence, we should identify the subject, verb, object. So he is the subject and writes is the verb, then a letter is the object. So that's the first step, identify subject, verb, object. We did it. Then second step, swap, interchange subject and verb. So here a letter is the object, so we should write that a letter at first. Then the pronoun of he, it's him as object. Then that's the second. The third step, convert main verb to V3. So here writes, we should convert it into written. Then fourth one, add helping verb. It's a present tense, so we should write is as a helping verb. Then a letter is written him. So one step missing is the fifth one, add the preposition by. So then only this sentence will become complete. So add preposition by. So a letter is written by him is the passive voice. So next one, present continuous tense. Let's look an example. In active voice, Javed is making a cake. So we should identify subject, verb, object. Javed is the subject and making is the verb and a cake is the object in the given sentences. So we identify the subject, verb, object. Next one, swap, the interchanging of subject and verb. So Javed should be right as an object and a cake as subject. We need to write like this. Then convert main verb into V3 form. Make will change into made. Then add helping verb. So it is a continuous tense, so we should write like this: is being. Then add preposition by. So the sentence in passive voice is like this: a cake is being made by Javed. This is in passive voice. So next let's look present perfect tense. In active voice, it's an example: I have eaten a burger. It's an active voice. So we should identify the subject, verb and object from this sentence. So I is the subject, eaten is the verb, and a burger is the object. So next step, swap, the interchanging of subject and object. So a burger should be right at first, then me, the pronoun of I is me. The next one, convert the main verb as eaten, then helping verb, it's a present perfect, so we should write like this, has been, then adding preposition by. So the passive voice is like this, a burger has been eaten by me. Next one, simple past tense. So in active voice, he bought a car. Then we need to identify the subject, verb and object from the given sentence. So he is the subject, bought is the verb, and a car is the object. Next step, swap. So a car should be right at first, then he will change into him as an object, then bought, the same V3 form bought, then helping verb, it's a simple past, so we should use was as a helping verb, then add by. So in passive voice, the sentence will change like this, a car was bought by him. Next one, past continuous tense. In active voice, Sarah was singing a song. So in this sentence, we should identify the subject, verb, object. Sarah is the subject, then singing is the verb, then a song is the object. So next step, we need to swap the interchange subject and object. So a song is the subject and Sarah will become the object. Then singing, sung will change into singing, will change into sung. The helping verb should be like this, was being, then by. So in passive voice, the sentence will change like this, a song was being sung by Sarah. Then in past perfect tense, active voice, Jai had finished homework. So from this sentence, we need to identify subject and verb, object. Jai subject, finished verb, and homework object. So we need to interchange the subject and object. So Jai will become object and homework will become subject. Then finished, same V3 form finished. Then had finished will change like this, had been. Then add by, preposition by before Jai. So a sentence will change like this, homework had been finished by Jai. So next, let's look simple future tense. In active voice, she will accept the offer. So from the given sentence, she is the subject, accept is the verb, the offer will become object. So next step, swap the subject and object. So she, the pronoun her, the offer will write at first. So the offer, accept will change into accepted. Then it's a simple future. So the helping verb will change like this, will be. Then add by, preposition by before her. So the passive voice will change like this. So the passive voice is, the offer will be accepted by her. Next one, future perfect tense. So in active voice, I will have charged the battery. So in this sentence, I is the subject, charged is the verb, then the battery is the object. So next step, swap. So I will change into me, the pronoun me, and the battery as subject we need to write first, then charge the same verb charged. Then it's a future perfect tense. So the helping verb will change like this, will have been. Then add by before the pronoun me. So in passive voice, the sentence is like this, the battery will have been charged by me. So guys, at first we should know the changes in passive voice in each tense, how the passive voice sentence in passive voice will be. You should know, we should understand the changes in passive voice. So the second step, we should learn the 5 steps. You should, before converting active voice into passive voice, we should know the 5 steps. The first one, identify subject, object and verb. That's the first step. Then second step, swap the interchanging subject into object and object into subject. Then third one, convert the main verb into V3 form. In passive voice we should use V3 form of the verb. Then fourth one, add helping verb before main verb. And the fifth one, add preposition by before the subject. So guys, I hope you all understood what is active voice and what is passive voice and how to convert active voice into passive voice. So thank you guys. See you in the next class.